Psalm 91 is known as the Psalm of Protection. And people tend to leave the Bible open to Psalm 91 on top of the car, at home, sometimes at work. However, I want to tell you that it is not just leaving the Bible open to Psalm 91 that will bring you protection. This is not an amulet. We need to understand Psalm 91, understand what it says. In fact, and truly protected, not by opening the Bible to Psalm 91, but by understanding and living what is in Psalm 91. And we can then begin Psalm 91 in verse 1, says, "Thus he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High and rest in the shadow of the Almighty, you can say to the Lord, you are my refuge and my fortress, who I trust." Pay attention to how Psalm 91 begins. It says that one, that is, he is destining someone. And who is he targeting? He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High. He is not saying the one who visits, the one who occasionally goes to the shelter. No. He is saying the one who dwells. He who lives, he who dwells, who is constantly in the shelter of the Most High. And rest the shadow of the Almighty. You can say to the Lord, you are my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. So the first thing we understand is not to visit, not to be there every now and then. But if he who lives, who dwells, who is constantly in the secret place of the Most High, is always in the presence of the Lord, he will be able to say, you are my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Two important things, you are my refuge and my fortress. When you don't just visit, but dwell in the secret place of the Most High, you can then say that the Lord is your refuge, he is your fortress, he is your protection. Now, the one who visits is the one who from time to time, when the fight gets tough, when things get bad, he goes there, prays, searches, then he goes from time to time to say, no, the Lord is my refuge, but is it really? Because it is destined here, it is not for everyone. But it is for those who inhabit it, it is for those who live. We can't skip verses, we can't skip steps. First is targeting that one who? He who dwells. Yes, the Lord is a refuge, the Lord is a fortress. Yes, he really trusts. It's not enough for us to open our mouths and say, I trust in the Lord, but to keep visiting. Being in the shelter from time to time, no. And in verse 3 he goes on to say, he will deliver you from the hunter's snare and from the deadly poison, he will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your protective shield. Dear one, whoever dwells has the Lord as a refuge indeed. Those who live there are at peace. Those who live there don't worry about the bad news in the world, because they know they have an impenetrable shield. A shield where nothing passes, neither spiritually nor physically. Walks wherever it is peaceful because he knows that you are a shield, but understand, he doesn't look for the bad path thinking otherwise, unprotected he, of course, will go astray, but wherever he is, wherever he goes he will be safe, he will be protected. And in verse 5 he continues, you will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that creeps in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right, but it will not reach you. See, you will not fear. You won't fear the attacks, because they will come, okay? Don't think about yourself that it will be a bed of roses, everything will be calm, no. The attacks will come. There will always be someone wanting to bring you down, wanting to pull the rug out from under you. There will always be someone who doesn't want your happiness, who can't stand to see you smile. There will always be someone wanting to put you down, wanting to discourage you, make you feel frustrated. You will always want to put something in your head. The attacks don't stop. Or you think that in the spiritual world, in your daily life, the Lord is not there covering you. There are many attacks that come with thoughts, that come with bad feelings, or when your eyes point the other way. These are all attacks that will come daily, as long as you breathe. However, if you inhabit, it is not a visit, it is an inhabitation. In the secret place of the Most High, he is your refuge. He is your fortress, an impenetrable shield, and you feel safe. You don't let fear dominate. You don't care if 1,000,000 bad things are happening around you. You know that you are safe and that 1,000 will fall on your side. 10,000 on your right, and everywhere you look there will be bad news. You turn on the television, there will be bad news, you turn on the radio, there will be bad news, you open the internet, there will be bad news, but you know that nothing will happen to you. Not because you left the Bible open to Psalm 91 only, but because you understood that you should not visit the Lord's prevention. You must abide, be often, constantly, and then always you will be safe. And in verse 8 it says like this: you will simply look and see the punishment of the wicked. You will look calm because you are at peace, because you have nothing to fear, but you will see, things will happen, the punishment of the wicked will come, but you will be calm, because you know you're safe. And in verse 9, if you make the Most High your shelter, the Lord your refuge, no harm will come to you. No misfortune will come to your tent. So pay attention. If you make the Almighty your shelter, the Lord your refuge, you don't get attached to things. Don't get attached to people. Cling to the Lord, make Him your shelter, make Him your refuge. The Bible is very clear. It is the Lord, it is the Most High, it is exclusively the Lord, the Most High. If you make the Lord, if you make the Most High, your refuge, then you will be safe. Verse 11. For He will give commands concerning Him to His angels. Verse 10, no evil will strike, no misfortune will come to your tent. That is, your tent, your house, where you reside. Sometimes a tent that is not where you live, but is where you spend the day, your work. Your family member's house won't arrive. Wherever you are, there will be protection. Wherever you are, the Lord will be with you. Guarding, protecting, against all attacks that, believe me, don't stop. They don't stop. It's 24 hours a day. Attack everywhere, and the Lord is keeping you. Verse 11, for He will give commands concerning Him to His angels, that they may protect Him in all His ways. Lest you strike your foot against a stone. So pay attention. The Lord will still place angels around you to strengthen you, to help you, and they will hold your hand. They will hold you by the hand and help you not to stumble. When that heaviest attack comes, the Lord will protect you and you will jump over the stumbling blocks, because the angels will hold your hand. Look how important, dear, it is for you to dwell in the shelter of the Lord. Look how important it is for you to be constantly connected with the Lord. In addition to being your refuge, your fortress. And be the impenetrable shield that protects you at all times. He will still order the angels to help you. When you need it most, the Lord will send the angel to help you get up, to become stronger, to continue on the path. Because attacks are coming all the time. However, we have to make our decision too. There are things that the Lord will not do for us, it is ourselves. If you choose only to visit the shelter of the Most High, the Lord cannot always be protecting you. Now, if you dwell there, oh, dear, nothing passes. Nothing happens. It's impenetrable. And He continues. In verse 13, you will tread on the lion and the snake. He will trample the strong lion. And the serpent. Have you ever seen a giraffe defend itself? I invite you to look later. When a giraffe defends itself, it tramples the enemy. She stomps with all her might. She crushes the enemy. And this is how you will do with all enemies. This is how it will happen. You will trample the lion, you will trample the serpent. You will crush them, trample them. All the lions, all the snakes, all the attacks, all the enemies that came to find you will be beneath you. Listen carefully, they will be under your feet. And in 14, He says, I will protect you, because you know my name. He will cry out to me and I will answer him. And in adversity I will be with him. I will free him and shower him with honor. Is there any way to stop dwelling in the presence of the Lord? Is there any way to stop being in the presence of the Lord? Look what the Lord is saying He will do. Because He loves me, I will rescue him. I mean, intimacy when you visit. You don't have intimacy when you visit a person you know. You don't have intimacy there with them. You're not there all the time now. Whoever lives in the house, whoever lives there in that house is intimate with the people inside. Why? Why live? Because He lives. Understand at once, you can't just visit. You can't let this become a habit. You visit the presence from time to time. No. You have to dwell. When you dwell, you are safe. When you dwell, the angels of the Lord are always ready to hold your hand and help you. And you have intimacy because you inhabit, that you live in the presence. So you have intimacy and the Lord will always rescue you. When you need it most, the Lord will be there with you. When you cry out, when you ask for help, ask for light, ask for guidance, ask for direction, the Lord will give you an answer. You will not remain silent. You won't be left empty, no. The Lord will give you the answer. You will know exactly what to do. And look at the last verse 16. I will give you long life, and I will show you my salvation. So in addition to the Lord delivering you, He will cover you with honor, He will honor you, honor your efforts, honor your sacrifice, honor you in everything you do will be blessed, and you will still have a long life. And I will show you my salvation. And there at the end of it all, there at the end of everything, you will still know the salvation of the Lord. You will be saved, saved from eternal perdition, saved from eternal fire, saved from all eternal suffering. The greatest gift, the greatest blessing of all, salvation, will be presented to you. You will reach the end of your life, having lived every day in the presence of the Lord, having intimacy with Him, knowing Him in depth, always being protected and rescued, always with the help of angels, always having If you are willing to be blessed everywhere, having a long life, and at the end of it all, the most important and precious thing, your soul, will be saved. This is in fact Psalm 91, the Psalm of protection. That from this message you don't just leave the Bible open to Psalm 91 thinking that that's enough, that that's all you need to do to be safe. No. May you understand once and for all. The secret is there in the first verse. For whom is the Lord assigning protection, refuge, shield, intimacy, angels, honor, response, long life and salvation? Look how much. But who is the Lord intending all this for? He who dwells. The secret is to dwell in the presence of God. If you practice this, live this, my brother, my sister, your life will be different. Your whole life, not just a part, but your whole life will be different. It doesn't mean that there won't be adversity, because God Himself said that in adversity He would be with you. But that's the difference. You won't be alone. No matter how many friends abandon you. If your family abandons you, people leave you, the Lord will never leave you. The infinity of blessings that the Lord has for you is enormous. This world is cruel and every day it gets more so. But whoever dwells, he is safe. This one is happy. This one has support, it has help. He has the Lord with him. If this message spoke to you, post it here in the comments. In your comment, if you thought you just opened the Bible there and left it there, or if you were just a visitor in the presence of God, put it in the comments, share your experience so that it can help other people, so that it can strengthen this message. There are people you love, forward this message to them and ask them to listen carefully. Because if she understands this, she will be safe. Be it a relative, be it a friend, be it a neighbor, an acquaintance, it doesn't matter. But forward this message to those you love, to those you want to see well. I'm sure this person will be blessed. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. So that each day that passes there is more clarity. There is never knowledge of the Word of God in your life. God bless you.